One morning Sir Topham had arrived. He spun around quickly and spoke to both the engines. "Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Edward. I would like you two both to know Diesel will be coming to help with the work on this branch line. He will be arranging the coaches for you." Both the engines were not pleased at all. "Sir, there's gotta be some mistake," asked Edward. "Diesel's not allowed on this branch line. You know that. You said it yourself." "I know, Edward, but I've decided to give Diesel one more chance to try and prove himself, that he can be useful." "This is gonna suck," said Alice angrily. "Silence!" yelled Sir Topham. "You two must be respectful of Diesel, and let him help me. He was the only engine available, and I will not tolerate any pranks or any jokes from Diesel, or misbehavior from you two. Is that clear, Edward and Alice?" "Yes, sir," called the two engines. "Diesel will be here within a little while. I expect you two to treat him with respect. Have a good day at work, you two. Or should I say, you three." And Sir Topham walked away. Diesel hated Alice and wanted her to be sent away, so he was making a plan. He rounded the corner and saw the junction. He came near the edge of the water. Thought Diesel. He stopped to where the rails were safe. He thought to himself, "This looks like a good place to get rid of Alice," he thought. "I wonder if there's a way I can get her to the bottom of the lake. Then Topham will have no choice but to scrap her." Diesel had made his plan, and now he was going to put it into action. He rumbled away. She didn't want Diesel to sense anything. Alice soon came to the junction. She whistled twice to the station master to change the points. Alice wanted to rest by the lake so she could enjoy herself and get back in a good mood. Being by the lake, hearing the sound of the birds, always made Alice feel better on a bad day. Something about it just calmed her. She couldn't say what it was. But instead of Alice going into the siding, she was so depressed, she went on to the main line, which led right down into the water. Alice stopped and looked away into the water. "I really hope Diesel disappears," she said to herself. Diesel was in the yard. "I got a feeling Alice is where she needs to be," he laughed. Diesel set off with a devious intention. He was going to push Alice into the lake. "We'll see who the better engine is now," laughed Diesel. As Diesel rumbled through the station, the passengers were surprised. Diesel didn't make a sound. He crept quietly through the station. And slowly, he crept up Alice's line. He saw Alice up ahead. He thought, "I don't want to alert Alice that I'm here," he said. Diesel brought his motor down to a very low idle. He was sniggering the whole time. "This should be the fun part," he said to himself. Diesel edged forward slowly not to disturb Alice. Diesel thought to himself, time to get rid of this engine once and for all. Alice was starting to feel a little bit better. Suddenly went into shock. While Alice was sitting at the pier, she didn't know Diesel was behind her. She suddenly felt a bump. Laughed Diesel. Bye-bye, Alice, he called. Alice found herself going down the incline into the... Edward! Help! Alice was almost out of sight. Once her tender disappears, I'll never find her. Alice was slipping down the incline. She's gone, said Diesel. Now, I ain't got nothing to lose. Said Diesel. I've done my job. Now to go get rid of Edward. Said Diesel. I better go tell Edward what happened to Alice. Laughed Diesel. I don't think he'll be too thrilled to find out that she slipped. Laughed Diesel. Diesel had to wait outside the switches. Edward hadn't left the sheds yet. He was running late. I don't think any engine will ever find her. Diesel was smiling at his evil deed as he backed in next to Edward. Edward, he called in an oily voice. There's a bit of a problem with Alice, he snickered. What are you talking about? Alice is fine. I just saw her at the last station, said Edward. She went up to the lake for a rest and she went for a swim. Wait a minute, said Edward. Are you telling me you... Edward snapped. What do you mean Alice went for a swim? Snipped Edward. Why, I've done nothing, laughed Diesel. Wait until Sir Topham Hatt finds out, huffed Edward. Then you'll be in trouble. I knew you were plotting something. It was only a matter of time, huffed Edward. You're not going to get away with this, he called. Well, I already have. There's no engine strong enough to pull Alice out of the lake. We'll see about that, huffed Edward. And Edward huffed off to the station to go tell Sir Topham Hatt what had happened to Alice. Even by the time he gets there, it'll be all over, 'cause I'll be gone. Laughed Diesel. Edward was really, really angry. Diesel thinks he can do everything, does he? We'll see what he does when Sir Topham Hatt finds out. Edward stopped outside the junction, thought to himself for a minute. How can I get rid of Diesel myself? Meanwhile, at the lake, Alice was below the surface. She was depressed. Her fire was out, and she had no steam. Bloop, 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 bloop. Alice tried to whistle, but she couldn't. I'll take care of this myself, huffed Edward. But I can't. I need to tell Sir Topham Hatt. I'll wait here for him, said Edward. Sir Topham Hatt arrived. What's the matter, Edward? Alice has had an accident, sir. What did Diesel do this time? Asked Sir Topham Hatt in a stern voice. Alice went up to the lake for a rest on the main line. Diesel snuck up behind her and pushed her in. The station master saw the whole thing, and he told me to come and tell you right away, sir. Thank you, Edward. I will deal with Diesel. You have to go and try and find a way to get Alice out of the lake. Yes, sir, said Edward. Edward was worried about Alice, but he didn't know what to do. He had to think. Thought Edward. If Alice is damaged, that's gonna slow down the branch line more than ever, he thought. Diesel was sniggering at the sheds. I'm not strong enough to pull Alice, thought Edward. I can't do anything to help. I can go see if she's in the lake. That I'm sure of. But that's about all I can do. Edward, you're not strong enough. But you have to try, said the driver. It's worth a shot, huffed Edward. Alice is my friend, after all, huffed Edward, and I will help her. Edward was sad about Alice getting injured, but he couldn't do anything about it. Here's the plan, Edward. Since you have no passengers, you will creep slowly into the water, couple up to Alice, and pull her back to safety, called the driver. I hope I'm strong enough, said Edward. The driver smiled. I know you are, old boy. Here's the incline. Slow it down and be cautious. Edward did slow down. He crept past the bushes. He could soon see where the rails went from being bedded to just empty track. Edward's driver jumped down. He walked down into the water. I found Alice. Come on, Edward, he called. Edge slowly forward, called the driver. Not so much, Edward. Just a little, called the driver. Edward tried to edge slowly forward. Edward crawled slowly. I'm not gonna like this, he said. Just a little further, Edward, called the driver. A little more. Edward was soon coupled up to Alice. You ready, Edward? Heave! Edward finally pulled Alice back to safety. Alice was very grateful. Edward, she said, I'm sorry I acted so skittish this morning. I should have listened to your advice about Diesel. Thank you for rescuing me. It's no problem, Alice, said Edward. Now, Sir Top and Hat will deal with Diesel. Can you move on your own? Sadly, no, my fire's out. Can you take me back to the sheds, please, so I can be inspected for damage? Sure, said Edward. Let's go. And with that, the two engines huffed slowly back to the sheds. Alice wonders now what will happen to Diesel. Her and Edward will soon find out. Sir Topham Hatt spoke kindly to Alice. "Don't worry, Alice. A trip to the works, and a few new parts, you'll be good as new. Diesel should be back any minute." Then here he comes. "You wanted to see me, sir?" "Diesel! I thought I could trust you! Now you've gone and damaged Alice! Now I'm down another engine for the branch line. You will be sent back to the other railway at once. You'll be relieved from all railroad duties. You're on punishment until further notice." "But sir, how did you find out?" "Thanks to the station master, I know what you did. I shall talk to you later." Diesel was left, sent home in disgrace. Maybe next time Diesel will learn not to be so devious.